Hey guys, welcome to the All Sports Pass North. My name is Eli, I'm your host, and welcome back to another video. And yes, I know this video is a few days overdue. I've just been busy over the past few days, so I'm sorry. But this is the Tennessee versus Mississippi State post game, and yeah, and it's like I say, no, I've just been busy over the course of the week, so I unfortunately did not have time to make it. But hey, it's here now, so hopefully we're good. Please forgive me. um, and before you get in this video, you already know we got to start off with the verse of the day. And today's verse comes from Jeremiah 29:11, and it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And also, guys, before we get in this video, just a little announcement here. High school football season is winding down, and the last confirmed Vols game I had, because I share that coverage with the West channel, which I'll put down in the link description down below. The last confirmed Vols game I have is actually the next game against UTEP. So that's going to depend on, what happens if Tennessee makes the college football playoffs, which I think they will, but we're going to talk more about that later. So just so we don't, I don't know if the UTEP video will be the last time I cover the Vols this season. I don't know, but with high school football winding down, I will start to transition to doing Vols basketball part time, and then we'll see see how it goes from there. And also, before we get in this video, leave a like, subscribe for more college football content. And without further ado, let's begin. So Tennessee, they came into this game ranked 7th, and leaving this game, they're still ranked 7th in the college football playoffs. And and of course they get a 33-14 win over Mississippi State, and it was pretty good. Now, given the fact Mississippi State is a bit weaker than the amount of teams that they've played now. What I mean by weaker, it's not like FCS or like Kent State. What I mean is that Mississippi State is currently the worst team in the SEC right now. But however, Tennessee really was able to put on a showing, and they were able to score some first half points, which is very important. Now, of course, when they play Georgia this week, it's going to be interesting because I think they're going to have to come out guns blazing in the first half. Like, you can't now. It's good to be a second half team, but if you're going to try to beat Georgia, because Georgia's in a desperate situation, this is a must-win game for Georgia. But I do think, of course, that for Tennessee, it's going to be interesting to see. But there's also another thing: is Nico Iamaleava going to play? Because he came out the game, and after doing a little bit of research, from what I heard, for what I heard and what I've seen, is that he was able to practice with the team, and also and what he was injured with is concussion symptoms. They think that now, I think it's likely he's going to play this weekend, but you just never know. It's kind of a day-to-day thing, really. So what I do think is that, hearing this is that he was able to practice with the team, but I wasn't able to find what he was able to do in that practice. So it's really a day-to-day thing. But however, in this game before he came out, he went 8 of 13 for 174 yards and 2 touchdowns. And of course, one of them was a 73-yard touchdown reception to 73-yard touchdown pass to Dante Thornton, and he also threw a pretty good pass to Squirrel White, which was a 34-yard touchdown. And I'm going to be honest that Tennessee has shown that, Tennessee, when they put in Gaston Moore was able to make some big plays. Now, he didn't have a touchdown or anything, but however, Gaston went 5 of 8 for 38 yards, which is an average of 4.8. And, of course, Dylan Sampson got his 20th rushing touchdown of the season. And And I actually have that uploaded. And also, I just want to say this. Thank you to the people who sent me the clips and for letting me upload them. Y'all are awesome. And yeah. And I also do think, of course, that for Mississippi State, they're able to put 14 on Tennessee, but those points were scored in the, of course, first quarter, and then second quarter, and then they also got a touchdown in the third quarter. But I do think, of course, that, and of course, obviously Tennessee blew them out 33-14. But I do think, of course, that for Tennessee, this week is going to be your big test, because I personally think that you can make it in on 10-2, but that's if you lose to Georgia. But I personally do not. Now, I personally think I want to see what will happen with Georgia, because Georgia lost to Ole Miss, and Ole Miss, of course, don't get me wrong, like they're pretty good in my opinion, but I do think, of course, that getting blown out by Ole Miss, who was number 16 at the time, and Georgia was ranked number 3. Because of that loss, Georgia's now ranked at 11th, first team out of the college football playoff. So this is really their desperation. If they lose to Tennessee, then Georgia will not be making the playoffs, likely. But I do think, for Tennessee, they got to be prepared on Nico's status. They got to continue making the big plays on both sides of the ball and everything. But however, and I'm not going to try to get into too much of Georgia, because because the West Channel is going to cover it. But I do think, of course, that Tennessee did play good on both sides of the ball this game. I also do think that Tennessee is able to get the ball downfield. But however, it's now a question: can they do it? Can they beat Georgia? And yeah. And also, I'm just going to say this, that I kind of find it coincidental that the last time Tennessee beat Georgia, guess who they lost to? Ole Miss back in 2016. I'm sorry, Georgia lost to Ole Miss 2016. The next week, Tennessee went and Josh Dobbs threw the Dob nail boot, which was the Hail Mary. And yeah, and fast forward 8 years later, and Georgia loses to Ole Miss, and then Tennessee, and then now they play Tennessee the next week. So will we see a repeat of 2016? I don't know, but I'm expecting big things from this game, and I do think for Tennessee, if they're gonna, I think that they're gonna give it their all. Georgia's gonna give it their all, but really this is an elimination game for Georgia in my opinion, because I do think they know. I think you can get in on maybe on 2 losses, but if you lose if I'm Georgia, you lose this game, your chance of playoffs are done. But hey, yeah, and I would like to talk more about it, but hey, if I talk more about it, 1, we'd be here all night, and 2, because I share content with the West Channel of the Vols, so I'm gonna let y'all listen to him, because this dude has great ball knowledge. So actually, no, not great ball knowledge, great Vol knowledge. So I want y'all to hear what he has to say, and I'll leave that link to his channel down in the description. And alright, so I got for y'all tonight. If y'all like this video, give it a like, subscribe for more college football content. And with that being said, peace out, God bless, and good night.